Hey guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Brooke. Now before we get started, I'm going to ask you guys a little question. How many of you have heard the phrase, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me"? I'm sure we all have, but I want to tell you that that is a lie. I do not care who told you. I don't care if it was your mom or your dad or your grandma or your grandpa or your uncle or your dog or your brother. It doesn't matter. You see, your words have so much power. I know this because when I was 13, I broke my ankle. I was playing soccer with a basketball. I know it wasn't the smartest idea, and I broke my ankle in 3 different places. So I went to the hospital, I had surgery, and after a few months I was completely healed. I could go and dance, I could go and I could run. I was doing all the things I did before I had my surgery and before I broke my ankle. And to contrast that, whenever I was younger, I was also had a lot of unkind words spoken over myself. And I remember everything that person said, word for word. I remember the pain that I felt. I remember it like it happened yesterday. I can remember the clothes that I was wearing. I can remember the atmosphere in the room. You see, your words have so much power. I can look back at the pain that I felt when I broke my ankle, and I can't remember, I cannot physically feel that pain. But when I remember those words spoken over me, I feel the hurt. I feel exactly how I felt the moment that word was spoken to me. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the power of your words. There's this doctor, his name is Dr. Emoto, and he does a lot of research on the power of your words. He did this one experiment where he took water and he crystallized it. He spoke words over it. He spoke over some positive words, over others negative words, and he saw what the effect was on the water. Now, the ones he spoke positive things over, such as "you're beautiful," "I love you," "you're wonderful," those were beautiful. They looked like snowflakes. They looked like something off of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. They were beautiful. Now, when it came to the ones he spoke negative things over, they were ugly. They were black. They were dark, they had jagged edges, they didn't have any form to them, there was nothing beautiful about them. Now, if you're having trouble grasping this or you feel like you're questioning it, you can check it out on YouTube, you can check it out on the internet. His work is everywhere. It's Dr. Emoto. Now, he did another study to prove even more how your words can affect things. He took 2 different cups and he put water and rice in both. Now, over one, he spoke positive things over the other, he spoke negative things. For 30 days he did this. And the one that he spoke positive things over, after 30 days, began to ferment and it began to give off a beautiful aroma. Now the one that he spoke negative things over, it began to rot and turn black, very similar to what happened with the water molecules. Now you may be wondering why I'm talking to you guys about an experiment done over water. You see, as the human body, we are made up of more than 60% water. So if you can imagine the impact words have over water, just imagine how much more it impacts the human body. Alright, now I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my personal testimony having to do with words spoken over me. When I was growing up, I was Daddy's little princess. I was his everything. And so, like any princess, when I was 5, I started dancing. And when I started, I was natural at it. I was really good. But as time went on, the more competitive you get in dance, the harder things are. I don't know if you guys have seen Dance Moms, but if you have, it's just like that. It is not lying. It is intense. They call you fat. They compare you to everyone. You're never good enough for anything. Even if you win a national title, you can do better. They never let you stop. They never say that you're good. They never encourage you. It's always negative because they want you to be better. Now, I remember a specific time when I would get called out of the room, out of dance class, because they wanted to have me try on a costume, and they would pull out my friend, and she was like a board. If you put her and a board next to each other, you wouldn't even tell the difference. She's so tiny. And then there's me, and I was made to be curvy, like it's okay. But apparently it wasn't okay to my dance teachers, so they would have me come out and they would have me try on the costumes. Now, I remember hearing one of my dance teachers saying to another dance teacher, "We'll have Brooke try it on because if she can wear it, then anyone can fit into it." And I remember that crushed me. I felt so terrible. That moment, I remember feeling, I am so fat. I need to lose weight. And I remember for a whole day trying not to eat, and it just did not work. I like food. So I struggled with feeling fat for a long time. And then as time went on, I went on in school, and I remember I had this teacher, and she just did not like me very much. And I was in her class, and it was my science class, and I would answer questions or I would ask questions. And I remember she would look at me, and she would do this fake smile, and she'd tilt her head if I'd ask a question. And she'd be like, "Oh, Brooke, it's such a good thing that you're pretty." And I remember everyone in the whole room cracking up, and I felt so dumb. I remember leaving that class and saying, "Brooke, you better not say another word. You are so stupid. You are so dumb." I felt terrible about myself. And that stuck with me for years of high school, my whole high school career. I wouldn't ask questions because I was scared that I would look stupid, that people would know who I really was because I felt I was stupid. There was another instance where I came into class one day, and there was this boy, and he had drawn a picture on the wall for me, and it was just beautiful. It was just waiting for me when I come in. But it wasn't beautiful. It was a picture of my tiny little head and a tiny little body and huge elephant legs. And I was a dancer, so I was muscular. I was a runner, so I was muscular. And I remember out to the side it said thunder thighs, and it had all these adjectives describing me that are probably not appropriate to say right now, and I felt terrible about myself. And everyone in the class was laughing. And I remember thinking, okay, not only at dance am I looked at as fat, but now here at school I am. And I just knew, I started to take on that I'm fat, that I'm ugly, that I'm stupid. Even though those weren't the truths about myself, that's what everyone around me was telling me, and I began to believe. Now, when it comes to family, I'm sure that many of us have been hurt by our family. Well, like I said, I was Daddy's little princess. And so when I was 10, my dad, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And he went crazy, and every day he would get up and he'd tell my mom and I how he's going to kill us. And he would have a gun in his hand. He would be ready to kill us. And I remember he would tell us how much he hated us, and he would tell us how stupid we were and how we don't listen and we're ugly, and he would just speak terrible things over you. And I remember thinking, if my dad thinks this about me, what does everyone else think about me? And my self-esteem went down the drain. And I remember I grew such hatred and bitterness towards my dad. I didn't even want to be in the same room as him. I didn't even want to be near him, even after he got better, even after he was calmed down and he wasn't crazy anymore. I remember I hated him. Now, I feel like the next thing that's very important for me to talk to you guys about is forgiveness. Yes, people are going to speak mean things over you, but it is so important for you to forgive, because forgiveness not only frees you, but it frees them. And when you forgive others, you are letting go of everything that they said about you. If someone says you're ugly, or you're stupid, or you're dumb, or you're not going to do anything with your life, if you forgive them, you're giving those words away, and you're opening yourself up for positive words to be put in you, such as you're beautiful, you're wonderful, you're going to do great things with your life, because that's the truth. You are going to do great things with your life. When you were born, nobody said, "Oh my gosh, look at that ugly baby." No, they said, "Oh my gosh, you're so cute, you're so beautiful," because it's true. As humans, we are born beautifully. What corrupts us is the things that people speak over us and the circumstances that people put us in. Now, I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about how to counteract negative words spoken against you, or if you are the one speaking negative words, I want to give you some tips on how not to do that anymore, because you see the effect it has on people. It kills them. It makes them ugly. It makes them believe those lies that you're speaking over them. Now, one of the things when you are dealing with negativity, you need to counteract it with positivity and kindness. I am a strong believer that kindness is contagious. That is a chain reaction. If I do a nice act for this friend, then this friend will do it for another, and so on, until everyone is doing kind acts for everyone, because they see how good it feels to be kind to others. In reality, it's so much more pleasing to be kind to others than it is to be mean to others, because when you're tearing others down, you're only tearing yourself down as well. But if you build others up, you're going to be building yourself up. So I just want to encourage you guys, do not compare yourself to other people. You are the best you will ever be. There's not ever going to be another Lorena. There's not ever going to be another Carissa. You guys are always going to be your own person. You're going to be the best person you can be. Do not continue comparing yourself because you will never match up. If you compare yourself to the best person you can be, then you can correctly analyze yourself. Now, I just want to end by saying, whenever someone says, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you, remember that that is not true. Remember the power of your words. Remember to choose kindness, and remember to choose your words wisely, because they will last forever.